On today's show, stories from summer camp. Meet a high-tech protector of life in the Northwoods. This camp host hopes to share her passion with the kids. This fishing guide chose to share his best secrets in the form of a fish camp. And listen, the sound of a quick dose of summer fun. Just head to the Minnesota River Bluffs.
Minnesota Bound, presented by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems.
Hi everybody, Bill and I welcome you to Minnesota Bound.
Up first, we are headed way north to summer camp on the edge of the Boundary Waters.
The place where one woman hopes to inspire more people to get outdoors.
There was a really cute picture from yesterday.
100 photos.
You can see he's vlogging. He has the GoPro in his hand.
Ashley Bredemus starts every morning sorting through all of them. She's a camp photographer.
So I take around 50 and 100 photos every day and upload them to the parent portal so that parents can get a glimpse of what we do and see their kid's smiling face.
Ashley also runs Birchwood Wilderness, an all-boys camp.
All of the campers call me Penny, and all of the staff call me Penny. Everybody here at camp, staff anyways, they all have nicknames. The camp is my main job, I guess you could call it. It doesn't really feel like a job.
But her commute traffic?
To camp we go.
Well, that's minimal. Birchwood Wilderness is north of the Gunflint Trail, reachable only by boat.
My grandfather Jim said if this land ever becomes available, I'm gonna buy it and open a boys camp. And so years later, that's what he did. And it has grown into this 68-acre property that shares a property line with the Boundary Waters. And it's still very, very small. And we like to keep it that way.
Small, but a little
1, 2.
chaotic.
At any given time, we only have 46 campers here. All boys, we're boys camp, ages 7 to 17.
And that requires plenty of ways to burn off energy.
Archery, riflery, waterfront.
It's the best camp ever. You just do a bunch of stuff and you get to be outside. Everyone around you is super nice and like supports you, even if you're going through something bad. And anytime they'll help you out, and it's super fun.
But the camp is more than that.
First and foremost, we're a wilderness stripping camp, and it's base camp for our Boundary Waters trips.
The boys learn what it means to survive in wilderness.
You learn how to build a fire, you learn how to pitch a tent, throw a bear bag, and you learn how to canoe.
When you start introducing young kids to beautiful places like this, they grow up with a respect for it their whole lives.
That's how Ashley got hooked.
My first time in the Boundary Waters, I was just a little kid. Actually, my very first time was through this camp.
A common theme throughout camp.
I mean, I never did anything really like this before I came up to Camp Birchwood.
Came here just thinking that was gonna be a one-year thing. Well, I'm here 5 years later.
Temporary was Ashley's original plan too.
Before I moved here and purchased this camp, I was an engineer in Florida and Alabama for several years, a mechanical engineer. My uncle was looking to sell this camp, and my dad and I thought, why not? Let's keep it in the family, and so we bought it. And I never went back to my engineering job, and now I live here in the Pepper Shack all year long.
When the camp is empty, Ashley has time to work on other projects.
And I also run a blog called The Cabin Season, but it's evolved into this space of the internet where I can kind of redefine what it means to be an outdoors person, and in particular, what it means to be an outdoors woman. Really, that's what my blog is about, that's what my social media is about. It's about connecting with this outdoor world.
Using her passion to bond with people in her life.
I think that she has a big voice and a lot to say, and and that's what drew me to her right away.
And online.
You can share facts all day long, but what really connects with people are stories.
With a purpose, to protect this special wilderness.
Kids are the future of the Boundary Waters, so exposing them to this wilderness in a really positive, safe, and fun way is going to change the way we steward our environment for generations to come.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Connecticut Water Treatment Systems, Aluma Trailers, Ice Castle Fish House and RV, and by Coors Light.
Kids today have endless access to sport and outdoor summer camps, but very few camps teach kids how to fish. That's why Dan Jasper got to work.
At Groveland Elementary in Minnetonka, Minnesota, a summer program lures kids back to school.
Who do we have?
No, these students aren't studying reading, writing, or arithmetic. They're here to fish.
This is called Fish Camp.
Fish camp.
We teach kids the basics of fishing and give them tools that they can use for the rest of their lives.
Let's see, so we just talked about...
Dan Jasper, a Lake Minnetonka fishing guide, runs this summer camp with his wife Jill through Minnetonka's Community Ed program.
This is our 12th year. So in front of us here, we have the Minnesota DNR regulations. We're gonna start with that. First day, we're gonna help the kids learn a lot about fishing, from the rules and regulations to what kind of fish you can touch and how you touch them and hold them and take them off the hook.
Then the kids gear up.
You can get up from your chair, go grab a fishing pole.
They all get their own equipment, so they get a rod, a reel, tackle box with all sorts of goodies in it.
So this bottom eye should line up to the next eye up, so you kind of sight it in. We're gonna show them how to use the gear. We're gonna help them learn how to tie fishing knots. Then they're gonna practice tying those knots on these huge wrap-little lures. We're gonna stick it through the eye of the lure. We're gonna wrap it around how many times? 6, all right.
By design, this is a small group, one-on-one training. So Captain Dan is right there with each of the students, teaching them one-on-one. Captain Dan is patient and he makes fishing fun.
Exactly why this fish camp has a waiting list of kids.
And slide her tight. Look at that.
Some kids, like Noah Stockham, even return to camp to help Dan teach.
Yeah, I'll tighten up that drag for you in a minute.
He's been very helpful in helping the kids.
Like that, and then you can pinch it down, and then you pull both lines.
Now it's time to cast.
Here we go. You push the button, hold it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. And bring it that way. Bring it this way a little bit. Bam.
Press that button down. There you go.
After kids master the basics, they head to Lake Minnetonka to test their new skills.
And this one, it looks like a little pop or jig, you know, like, see that how I snap it and I move it?
Dan believes these simple fishing lessons can lead to years of joy.
Oh, got him. Go, reel. Bring him up. Oh, that's a huge bullhead. Oh my God.
I think it's important that we get more kids. And so if we can help them get going and doing it right, it's gonna help them later on in life.
Pinch right there, lift him up, and we'll get a few pictures.
Yeah, you got him. Nice job. So I'll hold on the fishing pole and you do the rest. And then with this hand, take the hook out. Perfect. Nice job. And back he goes.
Those smiles add fuel to Dan's fishing mission.
Have you ever seen a kid catch a fish for his first time? There's nothing like it. And it happens just about every camp where we have a kid that's never caught a fish, catches it and looks at me and says, Dan, that's my first fish. That's cool.
4-pounder. Oh, let's go, dude. Let's go.
Tonka Fish Camp, a summer program hooking kids on fishing for life.
Just sign up for this camp because it's really fun.
Still ahead, we go to the treetops to explore Minnesota's canopy.
Closed captioning provided by Star Bank.
You know, summer camp fun can come in short bursts. You don't always need a 3-day getaway. Take this next story where summer fun zips by at a very fast pace.
Bluff country daydreams look like this. Acorns hang while wildflowers gaze up at the clouds. A lazy summer lifestyle where time slows down. Until fun flies by.
It's a lot of great aspects of adventure, outdoors, recreation.
Sounds like fun.
Clear to zip. And the cool thing about it is you can tell how fast somebody's going by the pitch.
A zipline course popped up on a lonely Minnesota river bluff. The grand scheme of this big kid.
I love recreating outdoors. I love playing.
Seems to be a theme in Lee Kerfoot's family. After all, Lee's grandmother, Justine, lived in the Northwoods. Iconic in Minnesota's outdoor circles. She owned the Gunflint Lodge and guided in the Boundary Waters. Lee's dad continued that same outdoor tradition. Now, Lee wants Minnesotans to explore the woods in the treetops.
Really nice job laying out the course. Certainly it's an aerial adventure, but really it's getting people to recreate outdoors, their own way to explore Mother Nature, see it from a different perspective.
Each tour starts with helmet and harness. And a bit of help from the Sky Guides.
Yes? Yep, just like that. Oh, I still love it, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
In order to fly down zip lines, everyone needs to go up.
You guys excited?
Yeah!
All the way to the top of the lush river bluff.
We'll always hook it on from right to left.
Where guests get a quick bit of advice on simple runs near ground level.
They're doing great, yeah. Great job, Brady, rock star.
Only now do free spirits finally
That head on top, yep, and you're good to go.
jump right out off comfort zones.
Have fun.
People fly over Minnesota's canopy.
The nice thing about the course here is it starts off a little bit slower, so especially for people who are nervous, you gotta get a chance to get your feet wet before you get anything too crazy.
Beautiful job, Bennett.
Between the heights and the view of it, people coming in on the other side and they're just, yeah, eyes are just wider than you can imagine.
It is the freedom of riding a cable sky high.
All right, woo!
And that's what guests really want, is that adventure that pushes them.
Even on the butterfly stomach-inducing wiggly bridge.
Good, Bennett. I'm trying not to touch the sides. Yeah, you're doing great.
Along, and all of a sudden, you're higher and longer and faster than you expected.
Sky high experience of epic proportions for Minnesota. The not-so-silent outdoor sports, where both time and people fly. Straight ahead, the art of building fish baits worthy of an autograph.
Minnesota Bound is brought to you by Game Fair. and by Totem Resorts, the premier destination for world-class fishing.
Up next, we head to northern Minnesota where outdoor art and function intersect.
Yeah, specifically a Bemidji basement, home to a growing bait business.
Paul and his buddy Babe. Together, their legend put Bemidji on the Minnesota map. These days, a new larger-than-life legacy might loom.
That's interesting.
Friends, call her Shannon. A bait-chucking blast of straight-up Northwoods fire.
I just went straight to the energy drink. I didn't even hit coffee.
Shannon lives for sunrise on the water.
What? It's bright and shiny this morning.
Always has. This is a story about her love of fishing.
You know, it's something that you always can do. You can always grab that rod, go out and enjoy yourself.
A tale that starts with her dad.
Well, hate is strong. I don't really love it.
Gary Stennis never actually preferred fishing.
I'm ready to go in the boxes. I'm not passionate about it. Looks like Frog Eyes, doesn't it?
This music teacher spent free summer days sort of tinkering.
Is that something you painted in there?
He's a Renaissance man. He built houses, he worked on cars.
It was a honey-do list, and it usually was a project. Plumbing,
dig a hole in the septic for the septic,
masonry work.
I'm gonna add on to the house again.
Never fun stuff for kids to be helping out with.
So those projects were always so daunting and nobody wanted to do them.
And so Shannon and I realized real quick, well, if we just leave Dad alone, we get up and out early, down at the dock, and we can fish.
On the water, away from Dad's project, Shanna and sister Erica bonded, which now continues off the water and in their basement.
We have a special bond that most sisters don't have.
Erica and Shanna always built their own tackle.
You know, we started out with broom handles, and she'd lathe those, and we'd get a little shape and do a spook, and you know, Mom's broom handles got shorter and shorter and shorter. About 6-7 years ago, we just realized we had tons of baits, and then maybe we should make a go of it.
Their lifelong hobby has suddenly become big business.
SS Baits Co., which is Stennis Sisters Baits Company. Yeah, it's all about the sisters.
Always safety. Norm taught me that. Clamp her in, lock nutter.
Shanna starts by shaping all the wood.
I'm gonna rip her down to round right away. I'm gonna mark the tail, bring all that material out, trim it up, flatten it out, sand her up again. Perfect. And there's a Minnie Mouth.
Erica now colors with the eyes of an artist.
I'm trying to throw something different out there with my painting, something impressionistic, something new. I had no idea that at 42 years old I would get to play with feathers and glitter on an almost daily basis and paint. For me, it's that constant challenge of coming up with something new for the fishermen and for the fish.
The end result worthy of the front case at the local bait shop. Perfection in the form of raw fishing lore.
An obsession. It is an addiction, it is.
Just like the fishing part.
Oh, there's nothing better than to catch that fish. This is the Fire Tiger wide mouth popper. Full chicken dinner. And when we get one on it, it will be a winner. You know, just knowing that you built that fish getter.
Fish getters they are.
Ooh.
Just watch.
Oh, yes!
The addiction of building baits. Best expressed in this moment.
Yes.
It is the lure of S&S Baits.
Got that on that slim mouth spook.
Built by sisters.
It's that exciting just...
with the most proper...
Mine's bigger.
Popper attitude.
Yeah.
You know, they now have a website where you can check out their baits online. How cool is that?
Very cool. Such creative work, and they work so well.
Well, that does it for us. We'll see you back here next week.
In the meantime, don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Transportation provided by Premier Transportation. Call 1-800-899-7433.